Sergeant Blackman and his wife are obviously devastated by the life sentence imposed upon him, together with the order that he serve a minimum term of 10 years before he is eligible for parole. Furthermore, he has been dismissed with disgrace from the Royal Marines, with whom he has served very proudly for 15 years. He's very sorry for any damage that has been caused to the Royal Marines. And finally, Sergeant Blackman would like to thank the public for the support that has been shown to him and his wife.
Will you be appealing?
We will appeal against the sentence, yes.
I worked very closely with the Royal Marines as a filmmaker and anthropologist over the last 8 or 9 years, and so I've got very close to them. I understand, I think, to a certain extent, the Royal Marines mindset, and I was indeed in very much the same place as Sergeant Blackman was operating days after he was relieved when he was taken out. It was, as far as I'm concerned, a living hell. It was nothing less than that. It was incredibly risky. The place that the Marines were living in was targeted constantly by the insurgents. When they went on patrol, it was unforgiving. The place was riddled with improvised explosive devices. It was crawling with insurgents, so it was a very, very dangerous place to be. And the impact on the Marines, professional as they are, was enormous, that sense of constant daily risk. I have absolutely no doubt that it played an enormous part in what Sergeant Blackman did. I mean, he was a very professional and senior non-commissioned officer, responsible for men below him, and no doubt also shouldering the responsibility of looking after young officers as well. And I think that tells on a man. And we are talking here about a Royal Marines commando trained to the highest possible level, but is still a man. And men make mistakes, and I think that's what's happened here. Sergeant Blackman, in my view, is not a wanton assassin. He is a dutiful soldier that, for a moment in time, lost the plot. I thought at first they were going to throw the book at Sergeant Blackman, and actually, in the context of things, that hasn't happened. They had to make an example of him because nobody can condone what he did. I certainly don't. But I think the judge said at the end that the mitigating factors outweighed the aggravating factors, and so that tells you something, that this is not being seen as an everyday murder on the streets of London or wherever. This is a murder that took place in a brutal act that took place in a very brutal environment, and I think that's been taken into account.